And one of the things that people often do when they get to the ballot, I know this because I'm the friend that people text the night before an election. Okay, who we voting for? What are we saying on these proposals and propositions? I'm on a group, like I have many, many groups. Y'all know who you are, the Lurie Daniel Favors friends and family. But I will often get those text messages where, they'll get to the part where the judge candidates are, and nobody has heard of these people. They research the big positions, maybe, but not really the judicial positions. And quite frankly, those are the positions that really do matter. And speaking of judicial positions, there's an opening coming on one of the greatest courts of the land. And I put that in air quotes because my audience knows how I feel about the Supreme Court. An opening on the Supreme Court. We know that Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, first of her name, has been nominated for this position. As someone who's currently under the eye of scrutiny, you are currently being evaluated. Do you have any, we know Ketanji Brown Jackson has been confirmed several times before, but as someone who is joining her in the judiciary, do you have any insight as to how we the people should be directing our prayers for the sister, and or any insight as to what you hope to see the Supreme Court be able to do as they themselves become much more diverse, not just on a surface level, but I think on an ideological level. She's also someone who served as a public defender, so she's going to bring that different side of the house. Any insight on her nomination that we can get you to share with us today?
Other than full support, that is one. I can support another judicial candidate nominee for her. And I'm going to go on a little soapbox here because we had this conversation on another podcast that I did. The scrutiny that she's receiving, we obviously know it's only because she's a Black woman. That's and right. The country, I'm not going to say the whole country because the majority is slowly almost becoming the minority, but they say they're not ready for that. And she's not going to be another person that can represent them, but the whole Supreme Court represents you. We don't have anybody to represent us. Right. We need somebody to represent us. We are a huge population in this country, and it is time for us to have some representation. The other thing is it's almost as if she's like subpar, but she's like the cream and the cream of the cream of the crop. That's and right. As a Black woman, you can only be the cream of the cream of the cream of the crop to even be considered.
That's right.
And so for people to say, oh, she's not this, or she don't have that, or to even consider that she's unqualified, guarantee she is way more beyond qualified, probably way more than any of the justices that had in the time that they were nominated to be on the bench had been.
That's right.
Right?
Facts.
She wouldn't be nominated if she wasn't qualified. In fact, she's overly qualified. And that's the only reason she can even be named as a nominee. And that's the type of things that we have to deal with as Black women. When people say, oh, why do you think you can do this? Why are you running for judge? What's your qualifications? Please trust and believe that I would not even be able to run for judge if I was not qualified. Like, that's not even an option for Black women. You don't get an opportunity to fail up. You don't get a chance of here, let me let you try this and let's see how you don't get those opportunities with Black women.
Right. Which is one of the reasons why when we see Black women doing what it is that they're able to do, and we see Black men doing what it is that they're able to do, that's one of the reasons we surround them and we hold them up. We call out when I like the phrase call in when necessary and say, bro, get your mind right, sis. Come on. We got to do that too and create space for that. But we know, as you said, and as I have said previously, if you are a Black person being nominated for these types of positions, trust and believe your qualifications run circles around those of your peers, because you would not even be allowed to be in that group were that not the case. Mark, Clayton, it is a real pleasure to have had you here today. We know that this election is coming in November. How can people stay connected with you between now and then? I'm sure should people feel so motivated, they could go on and support your campaign in a variety of ways. What's the best way for them to connect with you?
So I actually have an upcoming fundraiser that I would love to have support at. It's on March 31st. It's in Southlake in Tarrant County, but everybody's welcome. And if you can't, you can still make a donation. You can learn more about the event on my website. It's markclayton4judge.com. It's right there on my background, Illy. And I am on all social media at Mark for Judge. one thing I do have to point out, I'm on TikTok and I do TikTok, and you have to go and follow me. I just had one that like took off yesterday again. It's funny, but it's generally about the campaign and things about the campaign related things. So the one that I just put out yesterday says all countywide judges are Republican. It's like I'm having a panic attack. And then it goes, well, that's about to change. And I like show my shirt.
Oh my God, I love it. Yeah, somebody yesterday was mentioning something about TikTok, and I confess that I feel like I've aged out of it. And then my followers gathered me up online. They was like, you ain't too old for TikTok. We can be as old as you want to be on TikTok, and we can be as vibrant and fun. So I'm about to join with the kids. I only have a TikTok to follow my son. Got to watch the TV. Yes, but I will follow you as well. And at some point, hell, maybe I'll get a little TikTok going. You know what? Let me not even put myself.
I'm gonna tell you, it's addicting.
Clayton. It is. Watching it is addicting. And during the pandemic, I would just scroll and scroll and scroll.
Like 2 hours later, wait, you've not done nothing.
Exactly. Thank God for screen time and parent limitations. She is MarQ Clayton. You can visit her at www.markclayton for judge. That's Mark with a Q. MarQClayton for judge.com. Visit her. She's got a fundraiser on the 31st. Follow her. For those of you who are able to vote in this election, visit her website. You can learn a lot about her campaign and how you can participate in making sure that all the judges in your county are not from one political party. All right. Much more to come.